Last week, the DA filed a federal lawsuit against Jordan over what he says are brazen and unconstitutional attempts to interfere with a state-run investigation. Despite focusing on Bragg, the Judiciary Committee has not invited him to testify at today's hearing. I wonder why. Let's bring in the mayor of New York City, Eric Adams. By the way, what do you think of this field hearing in your city about, crime?
I think it's the highest level of hypocrisy. We know that cities all across America are dealing with the issues around public safety, particularly the criminal justice system. And right in the largest city in Ohio, was reported today in one of the tabloids, the murders are up over 50% in the first quarter. And so while crime is going down, homicides are going down, here shooters are going down, here's some of the major crimes, you're trending in the right direction. Our subway system crime is going down. So I think coming here and highlighting DA Bragg is just really a political stunt.
You know, the DA has been taking it from all sides with Donald Trump going after him right before the indictment. And now Trump is being very careful with his words. But the heat that he's getting still exists. And yet he is fighting back and suing even.
Yeah, District Attorney Bragg has been very forceful in rebutting these Republican efforts. And Mr. Mayor, of course, some of these threats from those close to former President Trump. We know that a letter with suspicious powder was sent to the DA's office a few weeks ago. This, of course, called for greater NYPD presence. So I was down there near the courthouse a couple weeks ago during the former president was indicted. It was locked down. But talk to us about that, the strain this is putting on the city right now as this trial. You know, we've had one moment, and when the former president comes back in the months ahead, what is that going to do? And are the Republicans simply making your job harder?
And it's a duality of what's happening on a state level where Attorney General James is also carrying out her investigation. And then you have not only the threats, we're going to make sure that DA Bragg, he has the proper protection around him. But each time the former president comes to the city, he has a tendency to bring those who are coming from outside trying to disrupt our way of life. But the New York City Police Department is always prepared, and we're going to make sure this trial goes off without a problem.
Mr. Mayor, I might suggest that maybe the reason the Congressman, Chairman Jordan, wants to come to New York is it's safer than if he did it in Columbus, Ohio, where the data shows it's much more dangerous, not to minimize the challenges we face here. But talk about how you are working with other mayors now and civil rights leaders to set a national agenda. We talked last week at National Action Network's conference where you chaired with a couple of other mayors the need to now start dealing with gun violence and violence in our urban communities in a collective national agenda, because what we're saying is that we must go from the noun of progressive to the adjective. What is progressive?
So true.
To where there's nothing progressive about letting criminals go, and there's nothing progressive about bad police or bad policing policy. Talk about this national drive that you want to involve people, including people that may have been needed of a second chance to know how to deal with these issues.
No, so true. And I think a real reflection of where we are now as a nation is what happened in Chicago. 1,000 young people went downtown.
Yep.
And we have to make sure, as I say, intervention and prevention. You can't not have the cities disrupted. And our goal is to bring together mayors across the entire country and partner with civil rights leaders and business leaders of coming out with a real blueprint for the cities in our country, an urban agenda that we want to make sure it deals with how do we prevent these issues from happening, and how do we also make sure we make our cities safer.